here's Brody Brazil.
So let's begin with some of the temporary spots. And Las Vegas seemed like the obvious answer at first. There was a lot of talk from Summerlin that the A's would simply play at the home of their AAA affiliate, the Las Vegas Aviators. Now, they would share this home. They would not kick the Aviators out. It brings up a lot of questions and conflicts. Number one, like a scheduling conflict. How can you have a major and minor league team share the same stadium when it gets busy across the summertime? Certainly the MLB and the PCL schedule would have to be very intricately worked out. In Summerlin, Nevada, you have 8,196 seats, a capacity of 10,000 total. Now, I know we've heard that 10,000 number a lot, that the Aviators sell out 10,000 all the time. But understand, there's only 8,196 actual seats. There's room for 10,000, standing room or a spot at the pool or maybe in some of the luxury areas, but you are capped to 10,000 total. This opened in April of 2019. I have yet to visit it, but I hear it's among the best of minor league ballparks across our country. Again, the Aviators already play home there, so how do you work out a schedule that makes sense for them and the A's? By the way, teams in that PCL, that Pacific Coast League, they play 6-game series. So pretty much, I think you'd be lucky to get one series, maybe two in at a time. Like 12 out of 13 days, that's a long road trip that the A's would have to be on to make the Aviators schedule work in tandem. Those PCL schedules come in big blocks, essentially, versus 2, 3, and 4-game series of Major League Baseball. They've also already established that if they're going to play Major League Baseball at this facility, Las Vegas ballpark was not set up for big league standards. In terms of the field, the playing surface, if they're going to share this stadium, it's going to have to go from real grass to artificial turf. They've already said that under the heat of Las Vegas, a AAA season does enough damage to it. If they're going to play literally every day, it's got to be switched to artificial turf. That's something I don't think the Major League Baseball Players Association is going to appreciate, nor all of the midweek and Sunday getaway games that have to be played during earlier daytime hours in the middle of the summer. That heat is going to be intense. There's also lighting systems to upgrade. Apparently the lights are not high enough. At the Major League level, you need lights at certain heights for television purposes and also just for standardization purposes. Those lights at Las Vegas ballpark currently not high enough. They'd have to totally replace that. They also need a couple more clubhouses. Like you can't have the major and minor league teams sharing clubhouses like that quickly of turns. Now, maybe there's space for that. Maybe there's room for it. The Aviators themselves suggested that they might even have to build clubhouses across the street because that's the only open space. Now, if the A's were to move to Summerlin, technically not Las Vegas, but, in that market, in that region, the big bonus and boost here is that you actually get to be in Vegas. There's no middle ground. Maybe the A's could set up their new team headquarters in Southern Nevada. It's kind of a one rip of the Band-Aid off and you're there. Now, the other side of this, though, is that now you're in Las Vegas. You're making your first impression with either brand new baseball fans or baseball fans that are new to you as a team, and they don't get to see you in your ultimate $1.5 billion stadium. They're only seeing you at the 8,200 seat Las Vegas ballpark, which, is great, but they've already seen that before. And maybe it's smaller and maybe it's more intimate and maybe that's desirable for a certain period of time, but it's not the splash that you'd get to make by coming to Las Vegas and kind of showcasing this brand new shiny toy that everybody's talked about that you've built. So I do see both sides of it right there of why Summerlin seems like a good idea, but maybe why the A's have backed away from it. And again, I'll be honest, I said this at the very beginning of this portion. It seemed like at first, this is exactly where the A's were considering their number one option, and this is what they were going to do. Look, I still think they don't even know the answer to this question of where they'll be playing for 25, 26, and 27. I think they're still trying to figure out what's the best out of all these options that I'm presenting here.